These are some of the latest developments. At the same time, dear students, right now our university is focusing on the drone technology also. Again, there are a lot of developments where using the drones, you can establish 5G network among the local area, especially in terms of whenever the calamity happens. So obviously we used to all our network communication systems, they used to go off also. So where in this particular case, using the drone technology, at least the 5G network communication can also be established. Many such research are happening there. At the same time, the integration of AI into these all the things, especially the AI into the antenna systems, they are enabling connectivity whenever the high speed travel is happening there. I think these are some of the day-to-day issues that we are also facing when you go 120 kilometers, 150 kilometers. So normally we used to get interrupted communication also. So those things are being explored. So what I'm trying to say is, dear students, the opportunities are available in terms of trillions of dollars. That is what the trillions of dollars. So now it is your responsibility to identify where exactly you want to fit yourself into this vast ocean of opportunities also. So identify one such a particular domain and then make a deep dive onto that particular domain also. So definitely you will have your opportunity. I believe this Silicon 26 conference will provide such an opportunity for our students to know about what are the latest technologies that are happening there in their communication. So I wish all the participants a grand success. Once again, I wish the Department of Electronic Communication Engineering for sustainably conducting this conference, especially all the credit goes to Dr. Jayalakshmi for arranging such a wonderful program. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Engineering is the art of directing nature's power for the progress of mankind. I now request Dr. N. Etiraj, Dean Engineering and Technology, to share his thoughts. So please.
Good morning, all of you. Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Venkatesh Satanakrishnan, Associate VP, then Dr. N.C. Lenin, Professor in Dean, EIT Chennai, and other dignitaries around the dais as well as off the dais, and my dear students. See, actually, the theme, everybody, irrespective of the department, started using the theme as advanced technologies and AI. Actually, you should understand, see, the technology is growing and in a very, very fast rate. If you sleep and wake up in the morning, you find out a new technology started. But what is the purpose of development of these technologies? It is to augment your activities. But unfortunately, what is happening is we started depending on that. So completely we are depending on that. See, the calculator is innovatively brought in because you want to do the complicated calculations. Not for 5 plus 3 or not for sin 30. If it is sin 31, you can just calculate it, but sin 30 you will need not use it. See, this is the problem with not only the Gen Z generation, all generation now. We became addicted to the technology and we forgot about teaching about using our brain. Very, very unfortunate. Because use the AI. I'm not against the advancement of technologies or AI. AI is really useful. Only thing is you got to use it in your right sense. See, they are telling AI is going to dominate. Yes, it is going to dominate. And almost everyone in the world, in the globe, whether they are literate or illiterate, rich or poor, educated or not, in a city or in a village, they are going to use it like already we started using a mobile phone. You know, everybody is using now. Everybody is using GPA. So, AI is going to be used by everyone. Then what about that means even a kid is going to use it. Then where is the difference? The engineering student or the person who knows engineering handling the AI. Please understand, it has to mingle with your own domain. That is very, very important. Where to use it and how to use it, how effectively use it. That is what is very, very important. So we request you to understand the domain first. Use the AI where you can apply it within your domain. That is what is very important, because a layman cannot do that, only the engineer can do it. That is the reason I always insist that please have the domain knowledge first and have AI knowledge or any advanced technology and apply it so that the society gains. So this is very, very important one. And second thing is, please don't use AI for everything. Use it in the right way. Even if you will see, you know, nowadays you have brought it as a practice that if you want to, submit your assignment, you are taking it from the AI itself. So please try to avoid it, write, use your brain and write on your own. Thank you, and I congratulate the Department of ECE for organizing this wonderful symposium. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. A true leader creates a vision, articulates it passionately, and relentlessly drives it to completion. It is now my honor to invite our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, to deliver the presidential address. Welcome, ma'am.
A very good morning to my dear colleagues and students and the dignitaries on the dais. In fact, on behalf of the management, I welcome you all. And of course, our chairman and Chancellor A.C. Shanmugam and our President A.C.S. Arun Kumar has given the opportunity to the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering and the Ecomet Association to conduct this 10th National Conference, the 6th Conference, which is an act heading also. But I did not know the expansion of the silicon. Right? Might be there is some
basic silicon.
That's all. Okay. So, and I welcome Venkatesh Santanakrishnan, the Associate Vice President and Head of Data and AI, Bhavan Cybertech, and Dr. Lenin, Professor and Dean of Electrical Engineering, BIT Chennai, and who's the alumni of this 2002 and 4 batch. So I wish today, as you know, there's a lot in the engineering side going, advancing, and many things to go for the students and the faculty. It doesn't mean that the faculty are really they are on the top. You have to also get into the training, because each day it's advancement. Whatever you find it, new things come out. So that's what I also learn every day from you all. When somebody enters my room, I talk to them and get to know many things. So that is how you have to also learn. Keep on learning and develop your skill. That's all. I think so. You would get my children here, my faculty, and faculty also, and my students to get trained. Whatever skill development, because they are going to be the future. So, thank you for inviting me for this program. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Appreciation to the distinguished personalities who have graciously accepted our invitation and enriched this occasion with their presence. A guest brings prestige to the stage, but a visionary guest brings inspiration Associate Vice President, Head of Data and AI, Bhavan Cybertech. Ma'am, please. Thank you, sir. We are deeply honored by your presence and grateful for your continued contribution. TCOE, President of Iron Lady Leadership Community and Spin Steering Community member who has taken time to grace this occasion along with us. It is our privilege to felicitate to Silicon premises. Visionary. To introduce our distinguished chief guest, I now invite Dr. K. Suraman, Deputy Head, ECE Department, to present the profile of Mr. Venkatesh Santanakrishnan, Associate Vice President, Head of Data and AI.
The Associate Vice President and Head of Data and AI from Bhavan Cybertech. She is a dynamic technology leader known for digital transformation through including Cognizant, Putney Computers, Abbott Labs, and DCP, in driving technology transformations and delivering high-impact solutions for global clients. Fascinated by how data tells stories and how technology can solve real-world problems. His curiosity didn't stop in the classroom; it also evolved into remarkable stakes for Cognizant and contributed significantly to digital transformation in enterprise environments for precision, compliance, and data integrity. Based out of Chennai and proudly rooted in strong family values, he is also from a joint family. He believes in discipline, integrity, and staying grounded, just as important as technical excellence. That balance is accountability and continuous learning. Outside of AI and data models, he is an avid reader of Tamil literature, especially short stories. He believes that perspective, empathy, and clarity often learned and banking sectors where innovation must meet responsibility. Today, as head of data and AI, his focus is on the responsible AI adaptation and practical use of artificial intelligence values with strong ethical foundations in building nations. Once again, we warmly welcome Mr. Santanakrishnan for raising this occasion. We look forward to your thought process.
Thank you, sir. Artificial intelligence is transforming the way we live, learn, and lead. With immense pleasure, I now invite
respected leaders, distinguished faculties, and so we are living through a very defining moment, right, in the engineering history, right, and this, right. I'm here to share stories today, right. These stories I want you to. So let me start with a question. So how many of you here, dear students, think the Gen AI or AI is only flat, right? I'm part of ECE, how it's AI related to me. There's another branch, there are 3 branches which is already out, right? So what if I tell you, right, anybody else, right? So take this, the signal modulation, packet routing, or antenna negotiating a signal with a radio tower, right? So without these, I was talking about using ChatGPT and all that. So when ChatGPT is retrieving the results for you, right? So what is happening, right? So there is so think of it. So it is like the symphony of billion transistor, right? Which is designed by so without ENC, I would see the AI is just a mathematics, probability, right? The AI is designing its own parrot. So the circuit design is going to be complex, definitely.
So how are you going to live it? And then the end of manual. So even this is happening in the IT industry today, right? So our focus is going to be not how we are going to build and what we are going to build, right? And then the next important thing is where do we get all this, the heat and the power, right? So the hero of next AI is not somebody who devices, right, which is going to operate 90% less power than what it is today. So again, so there's a big shift now which is silently happening, right? So when 2 decades back, the network was transferring data, audio, video, the AI-powered routers, the smart antennas, and the edge device, right, which is running a generative AI, right, without any cloud capability. So right now, the smartest AI will not be on the cloud dependency. So just want to start and not touch upon the personal journey, right? When I started a career a couple of decades ago, so we optimize system based on the rules. Now it's changing, the trend is changing, but one thing has not changed, right? What I realized is the fundamental time in learning the course. So the signal processing or the control systems or the semiconductor basics, right? That has not changed at all. So, President Mr. Shashi Kumar, right? So in this discussion, we said, out of all the manufacturing happening in electronics equipment, it could be chip or finished product or anything, there are 100,000 startups which is happening globally as well, where they require Indian engineers to design it, right? Solving the customer problems, right? Try to learn emerging technologies. The one request I would make is when we are learning this data and communications, right? So she passed out of the university and she joined a telecom startup in Bangalore. Right, so the first project was to see, how do we fix the rural outage during rural blackout during the monsoon seasons, right? So typically what it happens is there is a radar, human efforts involved, fixing it is a long time. So, but what this person thought about is, okay, why not we use generative AI, right? So, why not we get the satellite data? Why not we get the past failures? Why not we get into the weather prediction patterns via API, right? And boom, she created a digital twin in it, right? So, that means the villages now powered up. The schools in the villages is now back to the network. Right, so this story is not a fictional story, right? So this could be one of you as well, right? Based on how you are going to leverage AI. So one of the biggest vision is tomorrow's AI users, right, are not going to be only on the data centers. They are going to be on the farms. They are going to be on your power grids. They are going to be on the hospitals and all that. So what I see is. You have to think about solutioning, right? Okay, how do I build a smart agriculture, using low power sensors, right? How do I build an IoT-based medical devices, right? How do I define a disaster detection system? So these are the areas we need to focus. And then there's a question, right? Whether the AI will replace engineers, right? So this is happening. I see this wherever I go. This question is always being discussed. So I tell you. Again, another important story about two engineers. Let's assume it could be you and your peer, right? So the both are equally intelligent and the both are good in the understanding of signal processing and embedded system and all that, right? So 5 years later, so the engineer one says the AI is override. Say I'm going to do a traditional way only, right? Where the engineer to leverage AI in terms of simulating it. Debugging it faster and then deploying it to AI, right? So what happens is after the first year, the engineer one has created one system in 1 year, where the engineer two created 5 systems in 5 years, right? While the engineer one still using the manual way of testing, but the engineer two is leveraging AI to do a simulation and testing. And then while engineer one is buried up the documentation, while the engineer two using the Gen AI to see how you can use the summarization and all that. Right. So the real question is, will the AI replace us? No. I would put it in such a way that how do we learn to work along with AI? Right. With the speed it is getting transformed. Right. So because when you go into the corporate world today, all our IDs, right, are now built in with AI, right? All your design tools are going to be with AI, right? All your the network simulation analytics dashboard are now built with AI. So now we need to understand how do I leverage AI in my day-to-day work as well, right? So while we are talking about all the AI and then technology, so one thing which strike me, right? While so this thing is famously discussed on many of the international forum also. So what is the human quality, right, which AI cannot replace at all? So that is going to be super important, right, in your career. I'm just going to touch upon only the five pointers, right? So the first is judgment, right? I know while judgment is applicable in your personal life also. See, today AI can generate hundreds of answers, but only human can see at this point of time, at this culture, at this people, what decision is right for me to make, right? So for that to happen, you guys have to really put a lot of effort, learn new things, right? Burn your midnight oil, because this all comes from, judgment comes with the experience only. Right. The second thing, my favorite one is the emotional intelligence. While we all talk about artificial intelligence, right? See, today we do a lot of use cases in understanding the tone of a customer care conversation and say the customer is happy or not based on the tone. But AI can only do that, right? But AI don't have a emotional intelligence to understand. Say, for example, there is a discussion: can we use AI in a performance evaluation? Probably the AI will say, okay, this employee's performance dropped by 26.34%, so we have to let him go. But only as a leader we know, right? Okay, what challenges this person probably going through personally for his performance to drop in the last 2 to 3 months. So that is where, as a leader, we have to look at the emotional intelligence aspect, right? So the other two things are creativity and adaptability, right? So the AI can be creative from the existing pattern only, but humans with our curiosity and with our dreams, we could be as creative as possible. And adaptability, so it's not, we are not like, okay, ChatGPT 5.2, put an upgrade, it's not like that, right? How do we adapt ourselves in an ever-changing technology landscape, right? Ever-changing industry. So those are the key aspects. And then the last is the character. Today, AI is all about, we see a lot of deep fakes, and we see a lot of, AI-generated content. But one thing that one human can have is, the character when nobody is unseen, right? So that we are the ones who are going to bring the trust and then loyalty. So these are the 5 soft skills I wanted to talk about. And just wanted to leave with one final story, with respect to all of your field, right? So imagine 10 years from now, right? So somewhere in a rural village, a low-powered medical IoT-enabled medical device is tracking a patient heart health, right? So it's getting analyzed by an embedded system, transmitted in a automated networking system, and 100 miles away, a doctor is getting a real-time alert, right? A patient life is saved. So the patient may not know the name of the engineer, or he does not understand the algorithm, what happened and all that. But the important factor is that the system is designed by engineer, right? It saved his life, and this engineer could be one of you in this hall as well, right? So that is very important, right? The generative AI may generate text or the network carrying intelligence, but the silicon may process billions of data, right? But unless someone has to decide to build something important and relevant with all these things, it's key. So the real question is whether the machine will be intelligent tomorrow. No, I would say, how do we make use of this intelligence to build something relevant, right? Just coming to the end, so you are not just an easy students, right? So what I would say is, you are the one who is going to take the intelligence body, the intelligence, a purpose, and then the value. So the future is not going to be built by AI. The future is going to be built by the engineers who know how to leverage AI. Right? There are a lot of engineers who can build the prompts, right? Prompt coding and all that. But we need engineers who have to build the intelligent systems so that even this prompt is possible. So go out there, go break some circuits, be innovative, be always curious, along with all the soft skill aspect. On the soft skill aspect, I want to tell you, even the interview patterns are going to get changed in the IT industry sooner or later in a mature organization. See, till my generation, right? So we always focus on the hard skills, right? Okay, we learn Java, C++, or embedded programming, and VLSI designs and all that. Soft skills, they thought they can be trained in the corporate. But things are going to change because technology, coding, anybody can learn faster now with an AI tool. The soft skill, is going to be important, right? Your attitude is going to be important, right? When you go into a campus interview tomorrow, they are going to see how this person is, showcasing himself in terms of his communication skill, the attitude to learn. So those are the things which is going to take you all to the next level. Thank you so much. Appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your clear and insightful overview on how AI helps in the development of economy and how it plays an important role in the electronics, and that's really helpful. Now, true academicians do not just teach, they transform. To introduce our esteemed guest of honor, I invite Dr. S. Ilagia, Associate Professor, EC Department, to present the profile of Dr. N.C. Lenin, Professor and Dean, School of Electrical Engineering, VIT Chennai.
Good morning. It's my great privilege to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. N.C. Lenin, a distinguished academician, researcher, and an innovator in the field of electrical engineering. Dr. Lenin completed his PhD from Anna University, Chennai in 2012 and brings with him over 18 years of rich teaching and research experience. He has published more than 50 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences, reflecting his strong contribution to the global research community. He has been actively involved in several consultancy and funded projects in collaboration with leading organizations such as Lucas TVS Private Limited, IFB Bangalore, NFTDC Hyderabad, CBRDE and DRDO, ARCI Hyderabad and DST, focusing on development of high-performance electrical motor drives. Dr. Lenin serves as an editor and associate editor for reputed international journals, including the Global Electrical Engineer and International Journal of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and is also an editorial board member of the Magisterial Journal of Energy Management. He is a senior member of IEEE, recognizing his professional excellence and contributions in the engineering fraternity. Currently, he serves as a director of the Electrical Vehicles Incubation and Research Testing and Research Center and a professor in the School of Electrical Engineering at VIT Chennai. His research interests include finite element analysis, advanced electromagnetics, and design of the low-cost high-performance electrical machines and controllers for automotive and domestic applications. We are truly honored to have such an accomplished academic leader and researcher with us today. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting the invitation, and I welcome you to the debate.
So good morning all. Sincere thanks to Chairman, Shamma Organization Council, and President Correct. So is this Arun Minister and head of the department, other dignitaries, and my teacher Cyril sir. So warm good morning to one and all. So one of the worst things is leaving my to a teacher. So don't worry, so I am going to finish within 2 or 3 minutes, not more than that. So before going to start technically about the conference, so I want to tell about myself, how I grow in the same place. So the Electrical Machines Lab 1, which is situated near to this hall. So that was the first lab I developed in Dr. NJR University exactly 20 years back. So thanks to Chairman. So he was the one who called me and assigned that work to develop that lab when I completed my post-graduation in the same university. So during that time, it was the emerging university. So I was the one who is pioneering in developing that electrical machines lab. thanks to that one. And second most important thing is, I don't know how many of you remember that, maybe Civil Sir or HOD. So president is my student. So he is the one who write the first exam when I was the first semester teacher in India. I am taking class for him, electrical machines, and he is doing the electrical machines lab here, and I was the teacher and I evaluated his paper. Right. So one thing I want to tell him is, so he is one of the sincere students when I was studying here. Right. Always he is sitting in the first bench and he never skipped any one single class. Right. So till I remember. And one interesting thing is, during that time, I don't know, he is going to be the president here. So one fine day, he was late to the class for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. I asked him to stand outside. So that is, she is my classmate in post-graduation. We sat next to like this in the podium. So at that time we don't know. We are going to sit over here after 20 years. So as a head of the department, as a professor, we don't know that. But we enjoyed those days. And one thing is, she is not only my colleague, she taught me a couple of subjects to my wife. When my wife, she is doing a Master of Computer Applications, during that time digital electronics, some subject. She only taught that one. Right. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that one. So that's a kind thing. So these are the funniest thing, and these are the small remembrance I am having. And I started growing in this campus. Now I am standing in VIT as a professor, as well as I am leading the campus now as a school dean. So thanks to the chairman, so who served the seat. And coming to the conference. So just a couple of things I want to highlight. So one is, as far as the intelligent networks are concerned. So first thing, applications. As the engineers, we need to understand the application where we are going to use this intelligent systems. So couple of applications, real-time applications I want to throw you is, one is, each and every day we started seeing a number of things. Suppose if you see here, you can see a fan, AC, lights, right? Those are all intelligent networks in future. Generally people are going to call that as consumer durables. That's the first application. Second one, automotives. Each and every day we are seeing two-wheelers, we are driving two-wheelers, three-wheelers, car, buses, everything, right? Automotives. So which is going to be autonomous vehicles in future, vehicle to everything. So those are all, it comes under intelligent networks. Cyber security. That is going to be one of the biggest applications which falls under this one. And healthcare sector. That's a $1 billion sector which is going to have intelligent networks. Right? And robotics. Industry Internet of Things. Digital twins. And Civil Sir already pointed out about communications, as well as our chief guest, they told about communications, wireless networks. Right? We are talking about started with 1G, 2G, 3G. Right? I am not talking about any union government Gs. So it's wireless bands, 5G. And I have only one question for students. Can anyone tell me what is the recent news about this wireless communication, wireless networks? Any recent news? Satellite. Don't go for Iran-Israel-US war. We are not into that politics. Just academically I am asking you. So anyone knows what is the recent development in communications, wireless communication, networks? So last week, Ericsson, I think you know the company name Ericsson. Long back Sony Ericsson mobiles and all that. Ericsson, last week they tested AI-enabled 6G network. They tested, successfully tested, right? And that is going to be commercially available by 2030. So that is what the recent development as far as the communication network is. So these are the few applications students do need to think of as far as intelligent networks are concerned. Whenever you want to work with those applications, first thing you need to understand what are all the challenges, how you are going to give the solution for that one. Right? So, couple of challenges. One is, I am talking about India, right? Not a global challenge, Indian challenge, Indian students challenge, and of course engineers challenge. So one of the major challenges, of course, cost, right? We can't be able to have a manufacturing facility, testing facility, and we don't have that much of space to erect or otherwise develop those applications, right? That is one of the major blockage we have here. That is the challenge. Second, so data piracy, right? Of course, you people know 15 days back, 20 days back, so what is happening in our country, right? So our people started selling our data, right, to other countries, right? 15, 20 days back, of course, we had those news, right? So data piracy, that is going to be the second challenge, right? And the last challenge is multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary research. That is what, when I sit with Dr. Jayalakshmi, and I just asked her, is there any innovative projects you people are doing? So she said, we are doing some antennas related to that one. Right? So one of the biggest things is people are going to other engineering school, people need to accommodate for the future research. Maybe they are from electrical, they are from mechanical, they are from IT, computer science, doesn't matter. So that interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary research, till now, it is the biggest billion-dollar question, not only in NJ University, all over the India. I am talking about IAC and IIT. If you go and see the top universities also, professor belongs to electronics department, doesn't know what is happening in electrical department. Right? So that is the worst thing, the worst scenario as far as our Indian maybe I don't want to say as an attitude, but maybe person to person it will differ. So that is one of the biggest challenge, right? Sharing our ideas, sharing our experience. So these are the two things as a growing engineers, budding engineers, you need to address with the challenges towards the right application. Thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity given to us.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your profound academic insights. The important thing is not to stop questioning, so the best way to predict the future is to invent it. May I now request our chief guest, Mr. Venkatesh Santanakrishnan, to formally declare Silicon 26 open.
Thank you. I formally declare the inauguration of Silicon 26 on Insight Intelligent Network and System for Innovation using GenAI. Thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. With this proud declaration, the 10th National Conference Silicon 26 is officially inaugurated. The stage is set, the minds are ready. Let the exchange of ideas begin. Thank you, one and all.